All right. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? So I thought I would be done for the day, but I'm not. And I'm just coming on here because I want to talk about trying out recording in the dark. Now, this is the not the first time I've done this, right? But this time I've got some color going on, so I'm going to put it on so you guys can see, and then I'll go back to my avatar a little bit later, and we'll have a conversation in the dark. Oh man! So here we go. Here I am. So we got all this light going on, right? With this whole light show. So I wish I could show you guys everything, and I might be able to, but I'd have to move everything around. I wish I could show, but I'll see if I can do it some other way. But for now, I have been really excited that I was like, okay, I got my chair finally done. Let me see. I'm gonna away for a little bit. There, I just finished putting it together, so I feel very excited about that. And then, yeah, I have just been busy like a little bee trying to get my stuff up and running. So I'm super excited about that. But I love these lights. Like they're doing everything for me. So my little soundboard over here is lighting up, and then I have my little ring light that's lighting up with all different types of colors. And then I got some LEDs in the background. So I could try to show you guys that stuff. There's the LEDs, and then it's probably not gonna work if I try to do the other part because it's gonna mess up. But I'll think I can lift it up a little bit, and it's like very colorful. So it's got all these different colors. It's great, and I might be able to show you guys the ring light, but I'm a little nervous about doing that because I don't want anything to like disconnect. And I'm like, oh no, why'd you do that? But yeah, I don't have I don't have another way to. Let me. I'll try. Let me do like. No, it's not. It's not. It's not about to work. Never mind. I'll have to figure out another way for you guys to see it. But right now, we're just gonna have a conversation, and I'm gonna put my avatar back on because I'm loving this ambiance. I'm gonna change the color right now. Oh, I'm liking that red and blue. Mm, 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 mm. So very excited about the colors. So I do like this, and yeah, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this right now. I'm really enjoying it. So anyway, I know we were talking about stuff earlier about not letting people tell you what you can and can't do, and to be bold and get out there and do what you want to do. And that's what I'm doing, and I feel so good about doing it. It's it makes me feel very happy, and I'm excited to do it. So this is what it looks like recording in the dark, and I'm gonna get some stuff for the back because right now I've just got a blank wall. But like put some, I don't know, maybe some paintings or some pictures in the background. But man, I am loving this. I tell you what. So I'm just excited because there's those times when you're trying out stuff and it's like brand new. You just want to try everything. So I am, and I feel really good about it. So I wish I could understand if I could get some of this stuff to these other things to work, but I'll figure that out because I'm still trying to figure out why I have so much electric feed. It's like some kind of noise, but I will figure that out. I will definitely get a handle on that. I'm gonna try and see if I can right now see if that might help. I'm gonna see if it works or not. I don't know. Not sure. We'll see. If you can't hear it, I'll just have to figure out. Yeah. So, figure out something else. But it's okay. For now, I would just continue to explore and see what I can do to, bring something in here for us. But I am gonna go and go do my avatar because this is amazing though. I really do like this whole lighting up all of these different colors. It makes me excited to want to record like this at night. I should be recording at night instead of recording in the morning like I used to. I don't know. So I might do that because I used to, uh, for a while, I was recording at night anyway. I would have my night podcast I would do. I would talk about all different types of topics. And, sometimes people would come on and they leave comments because depending on what I'm talking about, of course, they like the topic or they want to know something or ask questions. And it'd be great. And then sometimes I would be recording and randomly my dear friend Pastor Jay would be up. I'm like, what is he doing up? Because I would record like at midnight or some random times like that because I know my kids would be asleep. So then I could talk about whatever I wanted to talk about and then not like, mom, mom, mom. So those are kind of things that I get excited about doing. And it's really cool. It's really neat. And I am just encouraged because I had somebody that left me a message saying that, you know what, you going and saying what you did today, I'm encouraged. And that encouraged me that I need to continue doing what I'm doing. And that's one of the things that I realized that I'm saying that is honest and it actually matters to other people because there are people that are watching you, right? As much as we think they're not, they are. They're watching to see what you're doing. And they're not watching because they're trying to just spy on you. They're watching to get their encouragement from you. They're watching to be inspired by you. They're watching because they are going on the same journey and they want to see how you navigate, right? They want to hear something encouraging. They may have just had an enormously bad week, and here you come with your positivity, your encouragement. They're feeling very uplifted. They like watching you. They enjoy your smile. They enjoy what you deliver to them. So everybody has something to provide. And I'm not talking about people in the beef sector. There's a certain group that likes to hear nothing but negative and wish ill on other people. And that's where they live. That's where they strive. That's what they want to do. That's where they want to thrive and grow. I particularly don't like beefing with people, and I don't want to beef with anybody. I don't want to hear people losing their job or something that's negative. I don't want to hear that. And of course, negative is all relative to whoever's saying that stuff, but I don't want to hear that somebody's having something bad happen to them. I don't want to hear those things. So, me, I particularly like talking about things that are encouraging and uplifting. And for me, right now, I am excited. Excited about what? About talking to you all. So, pardon me. Did I turn that up? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try another color. Let me see. Ooh, this is these colors are pink, looks like a lavender, and a very looks like a turquoise. So it's three colors, and I'm gonna try again. Ooh, this is almost like a baby aqua blue, maybe mandarin orange, and like almost lime green. I am just blown away by some of these colors. They're just beautiful, and I have these things. I just didn't hook them up. And just to think that I stopped doing this for whatever reason, some of it wasn't really because I stopped because I was hiding. Some of it was true that I was hiding, but a lot of it was really just transition. And when you're transitioning, you kind of have to focus on, moving and getting your stuff together. And that's kind of what it was doing. And so that added to the hiding because like, I'm not gonna put this stuff together for who knows how long. But now that I have it together, it feels good. It feels really good. super excited to continue talking. And listen, if you would like to have a conversation, and maybe as I get better at this, right, I would like to start bringing some of you up, especially if you're like independent artists. I love talking to independent artists. And if you want to talk and be on God's Gift Through His Word podcast, then we can do that and we can arrange for that. So I have been just I am giddy right now, you guys. Telling you the truth, I am so giddy and excited. But I wanted to stay up tonight and just make sure that I grab this because sometimes we have a thought or we have an idea, and those ideas are fleeting. They come and you're like, yeah, I'm going to really go ahead and do this broadcast. And by the time you think you're going to do it, the feeling has left you and you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it the next day. Oh, I'll do it next month. I'll do it in a couple months. And every time you keep pushing and pushing that idea away, it fleets and then you actually never do it because you keep pushing it till tomorrow. You keep pushing it to the next day, the next week, the next month, maybe the next year, the next other years, the next decade until you just say, I don't think I'm ever going to do that. I had the gumption to. I wanted to. I started to think that's what I was going to do. And then you just didn't. And we can do that. I mean, we can totally get sidetracked in those things. And like I said before, I know you guys are watching me mess with my ears. These little earphones, they're super tiny and they super don't want to stay in. So they're giving me like a time, but I'll find another set of headphones that I can plug in that can go over my ears or at least stay in and not give me a hard time. That's another thing that I'll be dealing with myself, which is totally fine. So, yeah. Oh, well, I just wanted to get on here quickly and just say, yeah, I'm trying this out, recording in the dark, and I guess for the most part, there's people that are waiting. I just I didn't realize that people would be encouraged by anything I said. And I should know better than to think that because people have said that to me before. Like, what you said to me has encouraged me. What you have talked about has inspired me. And what you're saying, I want to do too. So it's not always someone just looking to beat up somebody, right? Nobody wants to do that. But hey, I definitely am super just elated. I get excited about these kind of things. I really do. So I'm going to talk to you guys tonight. I thought I was going to do Black Page Journal, but I don't think I'm going to talk about Black Page journaling tonight. But I will. And since now that I have, and my shirt keeps wanting to do a little shimmy off, a little shake. Since now I able to really talk to you guys, and let me see if I can put you guys up high. I can if I watch what I'm doing. Boom. Okay. So I'll put you guys up high. There we go. All right. Okay, so every time I do something, I'm adjusting, I'm doing something, I'm moving something around. So, hi, thank you for the like and the hearts and the shares. I don't know what platform that's coming from. And I'm not looking at all platforms. I'm really only looking at YouTube because that's the one that tells me I'm going live. So it's like, okay, I know the other ones will probably say it too, but what can you do? So I've just been, like I told you guys, I've just been excited trying to really just get involved and practice some of this stuff, some of this using this technology, all this good stuff. And it's just It's been fun, and I've had a great time doing it. I know I was supposed to be doing something with Pastor Jay, but I didn't think he was gonna, connect tonight. He's a very busy man, and so when I get a chance to have a conversation with him, or if we get a chance to link up, which sometimes we do because we do Monday morning combos, and sometimes we do Fridays, whatever. We talk about a lot of things, and whenever he's available, we do our thing, and that's just one of those things. You got to catch people when they're available. And see, I told you my ear. Let me switch. It doesn't want to switch, so let me try and put it back. Okay, so my ears don't want to work with me. That's why I definitely have to get some new ones. Hey, Spidey Heck, it's been a long time. How are you? Hey. You guys, oh, there he is. So that's where that came from. I definitely got this, Spidey Heck, and so do you. As much as I know we've talked via Messenger and all these other platforms, you do too. So it's been a minute, but you do too. And for some of you that don't know, I knew, and I'm going to talk about him for a little bit. I met Spidey Heck when I first started podcasting back in 2018 when I started. He may have started earlier or whatnot, but that's when I met him. That's when I met a lot of different podcasters. And for a very long time, I used to listen to one of my favorites. Spidey Heck was one of them too, but Ant Capone, which you might see him around. I was listening to his show, and he encouraged me. There were a lot of podcasters that had encouraged me to continue doing what I'm doing, even though they were talking about totally different topics, different subjects. I was just encouraged by every single one of them. Like, girl, go ahead and talk about what you got to talk about. So what? I was like, yeah, we're talking about this, but that doesn't mean you stop talking about what you're talking about. If you want to talk about the Lord and you want to talk about all this other stuff, then talk about it. Why not? I'm like, well, I don't know if I should. Like, talk about it. And that was encouraging because I think the first time I heard, and I always talk about this too, the first time I heard about podcasting to do it myself, because I was on somebody's podcast. And after she interviewed me, I was like, man, I'd like to have my own podcast. This looks so cool. And I didn't know how she connected. I didn't know how she got the information to do it. And sometimes people don't give you that information, so I had to find it out myself. And then Gary V, he's like, I don't care what you got to do. If you want to talk about Smurfs, I'll never forget him saying that. If that's your message and you want to talk about Smurfs, then talk about Smurfs. You want to talk about Smurfs all day and that's your content, then do it. Don't say that you can't, and you don't have any excuse. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't have an excuse. And I didn't want to use that as an excuse to not talk about the Lord. It's like, well, I can't go from house to house knocking and talking about Jesus. Like, okay, but technology's here. Yeah, that's one way, but that's not the only way, and that's not the only medium you can use. So you're gonna tell me you're not gonna share the Lord's word because you don't want to go door to door, or you don't want to use technology, or you're too afraid. Whatever that is, you need to put that down and put that aside. And I've heard him talk about so many different things about when people go on his show when he's on LinkedIn and he's asking questions and stuff. And some people will say, well, I'm not doing this because this person has said such and such about me. And he's like, who cares? Who cares what they say about you? If you like talking about whatever the content is that you're putting out, then put it out. Somebody wants to hear it. And who are they? You don't worry about what they think. You put your stuff out. First of all, it's for you. Second of all, it's for the people that want to hear what you're sharing. So that's always encouraged me. And I've kept it, right? That I'm not going to just go and simply hide away. And when I'm ready to come back out, I'm not going to be like, oh, I can't do it. No, I can. And I'm ready to. And now that I got this, just like as Spidey Hicks said, I'm just super excited to do it. So one of the things I remember doing, for some of you that used to watch the podcast that I did at night, because I had night topics. I'm gonna start doing that again now that I have the ambiance. Oh, I knocked my mic, but I'm getting crazy here. Like Maddie Mo said one time, it's getting rambunctious. But I'm just knocking things over, bam, bam, bam. But I really am just being re-energized as to why I like doing what I'm doing. And for a long time, and this is one of the things that I do know that I do, is I help other people because I know they're kind of like me. So there are other people that want to share their message and they got a lot to say. They have a lot to provide and they have some quality things to share into the world, and their message, their testimony needs to be shared. However, there is this little thing inside them that says, no, not about to share because of this person, that person, my voice, my face, my hair, my weight, my this, my that. And then all of those things, there's just like this big bubble that says, yeah, I can't pop that bubble to go out into the world and share a message that somebody needs. And I remember there was a lady here and she said she was going to coach me. So it's like, okay. I was like, well, I'm game for the coaching. And then she perked up my ear. She's like, well, I want to do podcasting. And so I was like, podcasting. Let me hear what you got to say. And so she's like, yeah, um, I have content. I was like, okay, that's great. I was like, so you're podcasting then? She's like, not exactly. I was like, what does that mean? She's like, well, I have 86 pages of content. I was like, in a book? She's like, yeah, in a binder. I have 86 pages of content. And all I've done right now is, well, I have the cover art and I have the title. And I was like, okay. And she's like, and that's it. I was like, wait a minute. You have a podcast title, you have the cover art, but you mean to tell me you haven't put out the 86 pages of content? Like you're not talking about it? She's like, no. I was like, that don't work. Grandma's gonna be off. That don't work. You need to be putting out your content. What's stopping you from putting out? I mean, you have 86 pages of content and you're telling me you don't want to share it. And she was talking about, as she told me, it was about postpartum. It was about things that women would want to hear. I was like, so you're not sharing it, and that could encourage a woman who's going through some of the things that you've gone through, and you could encourage them on their journey. But instead, you don't want to talk about it. And I said, and why don't you want to put that content out there? I'm just curious. And she's like, oh, well, I don't like my voice. I was like, what? Like everybody's voice will sound different on the radio. Everybody's voice will sound different in person. Everybody's voice will sound different over the phone. But regardless of how the sound is coming out, it's more important of the message that you're giving, not as important as the sound. Now we know sound quality is different from the sound of your voice, right? So if I'm getting on here and there's all kind of, that's bad, right? Because you can't hear, and the sound quality needs to be taken care of because you're not going to hear me clearly through all that showering staticky noise, right? That's not what she was talking about. She was just talking about her personal voice that God gave her that she was embarrassed about because she's like, it kind of sounds, not right. Like, well, how's it supposed to sound? How's your voice supposed to be? What do you want it to sound like? And I think I had that problem a long time ago too. I used to think my voice, before I became a podcast, it's like my voice sounds very deep, and it sounds, I don't know, it almost sounds like a dude's voice. But then somebody had to let me know, like, no, your voice has that very sultry, very soothing. It's got that down grounded earth kind of sound. Like, really? Like, yeah. and it's just naturally how I sound. But trying to hide my voice because I didn't like it, well, if I didn't pay attention to that and take care of getting and removing that type of mind frame thought, then I would not talk on podcasts ever. Like never. I wouldn't even have put out one. But we have to get out of our own way. And we block ourselves by thinking we can't. We block ourselves by thinking about what other people think about us. We block ourselves, and sometimes we get in our way so much that we cannot see to move to the next step. And there are people, once again, I'm going to say it again, for the people in the back, there are people, you may not think so, but there are people waiting for you to get out of that comfort zone. They're waiting for you to stop being afraid. They're waiting for you to stop walking scared. And they want to hear from you. But first, you got to get out of your own way. Sometimes we're like, Lord, help me, please. And Lord's like, I'm already helping you. I just need you to stop being a coward and get to the business about doing what you're supposed to do. Putting out whatever message I gave to you, get busy doing that. We need to be getting busy being about our Father's business and remove ourselves out of the way. We get in our own way. So even when people might talk about you or saying something about you, what about you yourself? All these things that you're saying about yourself, what about that? What about you getting in your own way, saying, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that? You are getting in your own way. You are. Nobody else. Sometimes there's people, right, that may say things, all manner of things against you. Okay. But we can we can say that it's us too. You can't blame the devil. The devil made me stop talking. Really? You are getting in your own way. And I'll be the first to put my hand up to the sky. I did it all the time. And I used to do it a lot and blame other people, but it was really me. Like this person said something about me, so I'm not about to talk about anything. And listen, people can be tarts, right? And I'm being kind with that word. They can be tarts. People can be just downright malicious, vicious. I mean, we know people like that exist in the world. Let's not act like we don't. They're around, right? But at the same time, are you gonna let those tart people just mess you up so you don't do anything, don't say anything? Why? And I've been listening to some things lately, and I still hear people saying, well, this person doesn't think that I can do X, and this person doesn't believe I can do this. And because they don't think that you can do something, you just don't. Mm, You just don't. You just won't. Pardon me. And I think that's doing you a disservice. I think that's doing other people a disservice. And you got to be careful about saying you can't because of others. We spend so much time in our heads that we don't ever take the beautiful thoughts and the things that we think, we don't take it out and we don't run with it. We don't pursue it. We don't go after those ideas and those things that have been given to us. We just don't go after them. And that's a sad thing, but we can change that. Pardon me while I take a swig of some water. Mm, gotta stay hydrated. And good old AZ. So, yeah, you don't have to wonder why. You don't have to sit there and let people belittle you and all those other things. Because people are going to do that, sure. Right? But at the end of the day, it's up to you. whether you're going to walk out on faith, you're going to be a coward, or you're just going to run and hide and be like, you know what? I'm not even going to say anything because I believe that these people have been correct about me. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't ever need to say anything to anybody again. And I'm just going to live my life as a hermit. I'm going to live my life as a person that just wants to hide. You can do that. You can choose to do that. You can choose to run. But on that day, on that amazing, blessed day, when we stand in judgment before the Lord, and He says, and He asks, what did you do with my son's name? What did you do with Jesus? Mm. I, you could start saying excuses to the Lord, not like He doesn't know what you were not doing. You're like, Lord, I wanted to share. I really did. But there were these people that just they were talking about me, and so I didn't share because uh I just yeah, it just wasn't a good time. So you're telling me every single day of your entire life you didn't share Jesus because well, Lord, it's like this. It's kind of complicated because you see, when you put me on Earth, right? There were these people in different seasons of my life, mind you. It wasn't just one; there was multiple, and so they would come and they would talk about me. They would say all manner of things against me, and they would just say these things, and I really couldn't find the time to mention Jesus because it just wasn't really convenient to talk about it. And Lord, you've seen everything, you know. So I just I can't I couldn't say anything about Jesus because people would be like, no, I don't want to hear. And I felt kind of rejected by these people. And Lord, sorry, I just couldn't say anything. How do you think that'll go over? Mm. So Jesus, who died on the cross for you, his blood that was shed for you, he atoned for you, he took all of your sin for you, past, present, and future. He gave you away by giving you the gift of salvation. He overcame sin, death, and the grave, and he ascended and rose, and he was in heaven with me, still is, and he was seated on the right hand of me, the Heavenly Father, interceding on your behalf always. And he extended so much grace, and I provide so much grace and mercy. And you're telling me you couldn't talk about Jesus because they talked about you. Is that what we're saying? Hmm, interesting. So you didn't want to share any of your testimony about how good God has been to you either, right? You don't want to talk about Jesus in that regard either. Well, Lord, I know there's things Jesus has done for me. I know, right? But Lord, nobody wanted to hear about that. I mean, the culture of the day didn't want to listen to that. So Lord, I mean, you understand, right? You meet these people, they're just, I just don't think that conversation would go over too well with the Lord. I don't think he would buy even an iota of it. Not at all. Saints got to be courageous. We all do. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. but you still got to be courageous and be bold. What are they going to say to you? Is like, would you like to hear about Jesus, someone who can save you from your sin? Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, yes. You might get some people that use some choice words, some flavorful words, but at the end of the day, you dust off your feet and keep it pushing, keep it moving, and go to somebody else that wants to hear. You don't just keep harping on that person that has told you they're not interested in the way of escape of God's wrath. They'd like to take God's wrath. Thank you. There's door number one and door number two. Door number one is a gift of salvation. You escape God's wrath. Gift number two is not really a gift, it's God's wrath poured upon you forever. I'll take door number two, God's wrath. Amen. What? I would like to go to hell and then cast it to the lake of fire. Thank you. I want that door. Really? Yes. I'm choosing that. Huh. That's very strange that you would choose that. Well, that's what I want. Oh, okay, then so be it. For eternity, you want that? You want to do that for eternity, forever and ever and ever. Amen. That's what you want to do. Is that your final answer? Final answer. Door two. God's wrath. Thanks. Okay, then so shall it be. When people don't accept what you're sharing, that doesn't mean you have to ram it down their throat. The word already says they stand condemned. And that's not me saying it. That's not you saying it. The word says it. And it's very clear. If they don't accept Jesus, they are going to a place that they don't want to hear. Oh, very nice. You told me I'm going to hell. Listen, I'm not telling you anything. I'm telling you what the word says. The word says you're going to hell. And me, little OT Drake, podcasting God with every connection, I do not have a hell or heaven to put you in. It's not me. It's what the word says. And do I agree with everything in the Bible? No. But I know it's true. And it doesn't matter if I agree with it. I'm not God. So, however, the Lord has dictated in the Bible, in the word, do I get to select and choose and cherry pick what I want and cherry pick what I don't want? No. Right? There is a standard that God has. And some people don't want to accept Jesus because you know why? They just want to do what they want to do. They want to do what they want. I want to do what I want. They do what they want, which means they don't want to, get rid of their sin. They want to do that. Why? They just don't want to. They would want to be controlled. That might be something nice that they want to say that makes it feel better. Just to stay in what they're with, stay in what they're doing, continue in that way, stay in that vein. So, all of these things that we think that people don't want to hear, I think it's more so that we need to make sure that we are doing our part. Do your part and let the Lord handle the rest. He's not asking you to check a heart. You can't. He's not asking you to change their mind. You can't. He's asking you to share. Excuse me. He's asking you to share. And what is he asking you to share? He's asking you to share the gospel, the good news of Jesus and what he has done. And while some people you may know that don't want to hear it, that's okay. But you don't stop sharing because of a group of people that you've talked to and they're just like, no, there are so many more people that need to hear and you need to share. It's not only those 5 people you talk to. Well, that's it. Throw my hands up and give up. Oh, there's no more people to share. Really? You're supposed to share to all of the world, at the ends of the world, to everybody hears. So you share to 5 people. Okay, that's a nice start, but what about everybody else? They'll probably all say no, but you haven't talked to them yet. You haven't talked to them. we suck ourselves out. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say anything. And sometimes once again, we let ourselves get in our own way, and we get bogged down by everything in this world. And sometimes it can happen, right? It can happen. You know that you've got your own struggles, and you're trying to encourage somebody else, but you got some things going on too. But sometimes you got to see past your issues and what you've got going on and see other people. And sometimes it might make you feel better to inspire others and encourage them, even though you're going through your own hardship. But you see somebody else going through a hardship, like, man, I'm going to encourage him or her and let them know it's okay. And what a great feeling that is to think of others more than yourself, to get out of your own way and be selfless instead of selfish. That's so nice. And when people do that and they recognize, man, she cares about me, he cares about me, it's different and it means a lot. Sometimes we think the littlest things mean nothing, but in God's economy, the little things mean a lot. It's not always about the grandiose, it's not always about the big showmanship of it all. There are things that people do that never go noticed. There are things that people do and say, and people will never know because they do it and it's quiet. And as quiet as that thing is kept, they're looking out for those that people don't even know they're looking out for. They're doing those things that they don't get the accolades for. They're doing those things that are so shh. They're doing those things that you can't see. And they're caring and loving on people that you don't even know or people that you would think were unlovable. They're going out into those places you may not even go. And they're caring on those people. So while I am trying out recording in the dark, ooh, I just had to put some encouragement out there too. We're all doing a faith walk, and some of us are not as of yet, but we are all gonna have to face that judgment day. Some people are like, I'm not facing nothing. Okay, well, you're gonna have to face it too. And sometimes I just chuckle. I used to, when I was really young, I'd be mad with people that would reject me when I tried to talk about Jesus. And then somebody had to check me on that. Like, what are you getting mad for? What are you getting mad for, T-Drake? Why are you getting mad? Well, because they rejected me. They didn't reject you. They rejected Jesus. Like, what? They didn't reject you. They rejected Jesus. So what are you tripping for? Now that they've done that, they're going to have to deal with that. You've done your part. So move along. Like, huh. After someone helped me with that and enlightened me to that, man, it makes everything better for me now. Because I share, and I think I've told the story before that I shared about a family member that I tried to share to, and they didn't want to hear any of that. I said, I'm good. I don't need to hear anymore. Like, okay. And I'm fine with that. I did my part for when I needed to. So sometimes when you're thinking and you're wondering, you don't have to think that you're alone, right? You're not alone. You're not alone. So if you find yourself feeling like, man, I can't really do this anymore. I've got this kind of feeling, this sense coming over me like I'm just done, I'm just through. Don't don't psych yourself out and don't get discouraged because the Lord goes with you wherever you're at. and He goes before you. So you're never alone, you're never by yourself. And remember to be encouraged and keep yourself going and let yourself know, man, I can do this. There's not always going to be people to encourage each of us. And we have to find the encouragement and that continuous praise for ourselves. Like, I can do this. I can go forth. I will do what I've been called to do. And I will step out truly on faith, and I will go and not get scared. And even if you are scared, you do it anyway. That might be a hard pill to swallow. Like, I don't want to do it anyway. Do it anyway. You have people that you're running to on your journey, and as you talk to them, you're like, wow, the Lord really had me come and talk to this person. And if I had stayed in my comfort zone of not wanting to talk to people or hiding out or not showing up, I may have never met this person. And I share this all the time. If I had not stepped out and did my podcast back in 2018, there were a lot of things that would not have happened if I hadn't stepped out to do that. And I know that everything happens the way the Lord wants to in His time. And sometimes we just gotta see that and let God be God. That's all. Well, I'm going to get out of here because I have enjoyed talking to you guys in the dark. And well, it's not really dark, it's really light right now, but I'm loving these lights, okay? Like, let me tell you, I am loving this. I should change all my lights. I change them all right now. Let me see if I'm going to change another one. You're like, oh, ooh, this is, let me see what it's doing. I have a half of a kind of a neon blue and let me see, aqua. No, it's not aqua. It's a, I don't know, a sea green. There we go. And now I look blue. I am beside myself with just having a good time. See, sometimes you gotta have a good time and enjoy yourself, right? You gotta enjoy yourself. You gotta enjoy life because life is so doggone short, you guys. You're thinking about what somebody thinks about you. Okay, we don't really have time to play with that because in a blink of an eye, you're already another year. In another snap, you're 2 years older. In another snap, you're looking in a whole decade's past. And by the time you look and blink your eyes, you got grandkids and great grands. Praying that I don't have that just yet. I'm trying to take my time. I'm not trying to fast forward anything. I'm trying to live in the moment and enjoy what the Lord is doing in my life. Some people don't appreciate that. That's totally on them. I'm gonna change color again because I'm excited about this color. These are ooh, what we got going on here? Okay, we got red, we got mandarin orange, and lemon yellow. Okay, I see you colors come through. I just I just love this, you guys. I'm telling y'all. The background of this here, I'm just let me see if I can change this because I'm looking at these colors. But mm, it's flashing. They flashing. They're flashing. I just love this. And if you're here and you're watching, I don't know if you can put a comment in, but if you like to put a comment in, you're more than welcome to. Is there something that you've done that you think, man, I wish, ooh, this is red, white, and blue. Go on ahead, red, white, and blue. I'm still looking bluer than I was looking in the other blue. If you want to share, I'd like to hear from you, but you don't have to. But if you feel like you'd like to share something because you want to talk about, or you want to, ooh, this one is just steady all one, two, three, four. There's like purple and green and pink. Well, is that a pink? Yeah, it's a pink. And it's going around slowly. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna change these colors again. Yay! Oh, this is just straight red. Ah, look at that. Listen, I'm telling you guys, I'm having way too much fun with these lights. So it's like, get back to the topic you were talking about. You went off to the lights, and we can't get the rest of the conversation. Well, it's kind of, the gist of it. First of all, it's called trying out recording in the dark. So that's the whole gist of what I've been doing. And you got some extra with it because I wasn't going to talk about anything. But because I'm on here, I figured I'll talk about some other stuff too. But I was really on here play with these lights. And it's exactly what I'm doing, right? If you can see, boom, they are going. They really are. They're like, okay, let me see if I got some other stuff to do. I gotta push all these different lights to make them go back. So hang on a second. Oh, this is green. I don't want to be green. And I don't want to be sea green either. I don't want to be blue. Ooh, that's a pretty blue. It's like a bluish tinge of purple. I'm still blue. Let me see again. It's gonna change me purple. Now I'm purple. Okay. Turning purple. Somebody's like, why are you playing with all the lights? I don't know. It's just a thing. I'm just have all these colors. Let me put it on. Is this blue again? I guess it's gonna be blue tonight. Oh, okay. I get it to go. It's doing half and half. So we got lemon yellow and I guess straight up orange. It's okay. I'm loving it. Yeah. Okay, so super. This is great. So I think I'm gonna start recording again and doing this at night. So yeah. And this board is just the best. Look at the colors, it's changing. Let me see if you guys can see the colors of the change. See? It's changing, changing. I love it. So anyway, it's been a great night. So I just wanted to come and share with you guys tonight. At first I thought I was gonna just put my avatar up, but no. Maybe the next time I'll put my avatar up, but I'm not putting it up right now. I'm like, what? So, yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for me. And hey, I'll be back. I don't know if Pastor Jay and I are going to have our conversation about whatever we're going to talk about. Probably everybody has a different set of choices or different views, something like that. We'll figure out what the title's going to be. But you guys check out my dear friend Pastor Jay on. I'll put it in here so you guys can check it out. Walk in Truth Radio Network. Like, did she have to say it like that? So it's Walk in Truth Radio Network podcast. So you guys should check him out on YouTube, and he's got things on SoundCloud, and of course podcasts on Spotify and all those other places that you can find his stuff. Check him out, and of course you can always find me on God's Gift Through His Word podcast, and now on here. So you'll find me if I'm going live, and I'm going live on multi different platinums. So I'm simulcasting. So if you like what you hear, you like the content, and you just want to watch me with playing with my lights, man, come on back. I'm gonna have to start getting, my flyer out for when I'm gonna be recording at night. Tea drink at night. So I'm gonna start doing that. I haven't decided exactly when, but that might be what I do for my 60 days because that was what I was going to be doing. So my 60 days I might do at night versus the morning. So I might do that. My 60 days at night. And I'm super excited about it. Don't get me wrong. I love that. So I will let you guys go and let's see. What song do I normally sing to you guys? It's the same song, right? Excuse me, what's that song? It's a snippet. I'm trying to think of it because I sing it all the time. Um, um, dang it. It's a snippet. It's just a snippet. I'm gonna think about it real quick. Hang on a second. Mm, mhm, mm, 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 mm. I don't know. I was gonna sing it, but I can't remember what it is. I sing it all the time. Uh, oh, okay. I think I remembered what it is. Yeah, I think I remember what it is. As soon as I get my thing to work properly, and when it does, I can totally. I don't think I changed that the right way, but let's see. What God has for you, it is for you. What God has for you, it is for you. What God has for me, it is for me. Yes, it is. What God has for me, it is for me. All right, there it is. There it is. I was just like, come on now. I know this is it's just a snippet. How could I forget what it is? I must have lost my whole mind. But yes, and that's always true. It will always be true. Whatever the Lord has for you, whatever your portion is from Him, whatever He has slated for you in this life, it's for you. And there's nobody that can take it. There's nobody that can stop it. There's nobody that can change the trajectory that the Lord has for you. So whatever it is that you do, know that God's got you. Know that 100%. He's not going to leave you alone. He's not going to let you just be out there stranded hanging on by yourself. He's gone before you. He knows what you need. He knows how he designed you. He knows all about you. And it's always been said that he knows more about us than we know about ourselves. And sometimes we wonder, well, why do I like this? Or I didn't even know I thought about doing something like this. I didn't even know I was capable of doing X, Y, Z, and third. Well, the Lord knows exactly what you're capable of. He knows exactly what you like, and He knows exactly other things that you might not even know that you tap into, but He knows. Why? Because He created you from the beginning. So He knows His plans for you. And I'm saying that very loosely because I'm not gonna about to use Jeremiah 29:11. Don't even come with me that because there's a whole making sure that's in context. But the Lord does have a purposeful plan for you, and He has a purposeful plan for each and every one of us in His big plan and for His glory. So, you guys have an amazing and blessed night, and I will prayerfully, hopefully, I will see you guys again, either at dark or in the daytime. We'll figure it out. But you guys, a big kiss from me to you. Remember, I love you, but I can't love you more than the good Lord loves you because He loves you immensely way more than I ever could in this life. And remember to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. You guys take care. Thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with me and jamming out with me with my singing and my light changing and just being and hanging out with your girl T Drake, podcasting godmother of connection. You guys take care, and I will talk to you guys again really, really soon. You guys have a blessed night. Bye now.